Good morning and welcome to day 89. Now, in 2018, I completed the Castle to Chateau challenge. So that meant in one calendar year, completing a run in either California, Florida, and then finishing the same year in Disney Paris. Do you want to hear all about it? Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. Come, let's enjoy this little adventure. But of course, as always with me, things are never that straightforward. I've got to make it slightly more trickier for myself. So in January, I'd completed my first ever marathon in Walt Disney World Florida. And in September, to complete the Castle to Chateau, I was going to take part in 3 races in 3 days. But as always with me, I had to add a little bit extra on the end. Something that would keep my mind and my body motivated. Completed the marathon in January, my first ever. We go to Disney Paris, and I'm doing a 5k, a 10k next day, and to complete the Castle to Chateau challenge, I was going to run a half marathon. But the challenge I set myself, and it was just for fun, could I run the half marathon faster than run the 10k? Something to think about. So I've told you many times before how proud I am of Mrs. Everyone's Got a Story to Tell. She took part in 2018 in the 5k in Disneyland Paris and the 10k in Disneyland Paris, and both were just set out to just enjoy, have a nice time and just make it to the end. In particular on the 10k, just to make it to the end with no expletives being used. There may have been a few choice words at the end of the 10k, but that's faded now. I'm almost okay to talk about it. But how good did she do? So I was super proud of her, and I always will be, for trying, for doing it, and achieving something together for both of us. But if you wind back to the January, I had just completed my first ever marathon in Disneyland Paris. You could complete the Castle to Chateau, and my last race I was taking part myself was the half marathon. So we finished the 10k, and we finished it in a rather fantastic time of 1 hour 35. And it was a celebration of us just looking at characters, jogging along, keeping each other company, and enjoying the sights of Disney Paris. And once we'd finished, my thoughts turned to the final race, the half marathon, the next morning. But could I run it faster? I kind of said it out loud to myself. That was a good time for 10k, 1 hour 35. So always try to find ways to motivate myself to keep the run fresh. Could I run the half marathon faster than I ran the 10k? That was something really interesting in my mind. Come, let's go. Just nice to take a few minutes just to let the water flow by and listen to the water and just be calm. Beautiful, just beautiful. So I set myself quite a high challenge. Could I run faster on the half marathon than I could on the 10k? So the 10k was 1 hour 35. And I knew previously that my fastest half marathon time was probably about 1 hour 31, 1 hour 32. So in the half marathon in Disneyland Paris, on the last day of the Castle to Chateau challenge, I completed the half marathon in 1 hour 33. And it was also as well, and still is, my 7th fastest half marathon ever. So I really tried. 1 hour 33, 2 minutes faster than the previous day's 10k. And again, it was only for fun, but just something just to motivate me to finish off the Castle to Chateau challenge. Disney wasn't quite finished with me yet. So I'd finished the marathon in Florida. I completed the 5k, the 10k and the half marathon. And I finished the half marathon 2 minutes faster than we completed the 10k the day before. Purely for a challenge for myself. There was nothing competitive in it. Just my own brain, just for a bit of fun. So I then went to get medals, and because I completed the 3-day challenge, which I think was about 36 kilometres, I had a medal for 5k, the 10k, the half marathon, and also a medal for completing the challenge series of 5, 10 and a half. You also got a medal for completing Castle to Chateau, and I think those medals were quite rare. I don't think a lot of people took part in the Castle to Chateau. So walking back to Disney Paris hotels with my medals, it felt good. So today, on day 89, it's been a very simple story, but a story I've loved telling none the same, of myself and my wonderful lady who guides me and supports me, and even ran the 5k and 10k with me in Paris. So I completed the castle to Chateau, I got my medals, and then people began to ask, could I take a photo of you? And that was in the tent, and it was Disney Paris staff. So I felt quite tearful and quite humbled by it. And then walking back to the hotel, I felt like some kind of rock star with these medals. So I've got some nice photos I'll insert here. No idea. So on day 89, it's a very simple tale of how I challenged myself to run from a castle to a chateau. Day 90 tomorrow, I'm going to really miss you. I'm going to really miss checking in and just reminiscing about life, and to make the point that I've always wanted to make, that being ordinary is wonderful, and we've all got a story to tell. Sometimes you just need the right person to listen. Now, as always, thanks for listening. Have a lovely day, and day 90, I'll see you tomorrow.